Did you know that one of the most common fractures in adults over 50 is actually a hip fracture? It can mean months of recovery and even losing your independence. But the good news is you can start reducing your risk right now. The right movements can help you build stronger bones and stronger joints so that you can continue to live the life that you love. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 powerful exercises to help you build stronger bones, especially if you have osteoporosis, to not only reduce your risk for fractures, but so you can get out and adventure and feel confident about it. Let's get started. Each of these 5 exercises is going to progress in difficulty. Starting with the first one, you are just adding gentle impact with a side stomp. Step out to the side and then add some power to your step. Adding this little bit of impact is going to help stimulate that bone strengthening process. Now, I like this starting out because you can very easily manipulate how hard you are stomping. If this is relatively new to you, use upper body support and just lightly stomp. See how your joints feel. As you start to feel more comfortable, you can start to add more force. We're aiming for about 10 to 15 on each side. Step out and stomp down. The second exercise focuses on leg strength. Very important to help strengthen the bones and the joints, but also to aid in stability and confidence when moving around. Standing up and sitting down is one of my favorites to build leg strength. Research has shown that resistance training, strengthening your muscles against external resistance like weights or bands, is very effective at increasing bone density and strength. So what you can do is, if you feel comfortable with a body weight squat standing up and down, you can add some weights. I like to add them just right at the shoulders. As I stand up, I'm thinking about pushing my head straight up, keeping my body in a nice position. One thing you want to avoid is bending forward, okay? Especially as you add weight. If you find yourself needing to bend forward, the weight is likely too heavy. Think about just standing straight up and then sitting down, both in a controlled manner. Also, an extra tip, if you are using weights, I do like to keep the weights on a raised surface so you're not having to bend over and pick them up repeatedly. Bending over can put your spine in a little bit of a compromising position if not done correctly, so this is a great way to help to mitigate that. For these squats, aim for 10 to 12 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. This next exercise is a great way to add impact to your joints, thus stimulating bone strengthening. Raise up onto your toes and then allow your heels to drop down. Raise up and then drop your heels. This is also an easy exercise where you can manipulate how hard you're letting your heels come down. If this is a new exercise for you, allow them to come down gently at first. Make sure your body feels good doing this exercise, that you have control, and then you can start letting your heels fall down a bit harder. Doing this on a softer surface is going to be a little nicer to the joints, and doing this in shoes also is going to help absorb some of that stress. All of these things can help your body start to tolerate this exercise. You can do this on a harder surface to make it more difficult, and you can also do this potentially barefoot to make it more difficult if barefoot is a comfortable position for you. We're aiming for about 10 to 20 repetitions here, 2 to 3 sets. This fourth exercise targets balance. If you have osteoporosis or you have weakening of your bones, you cannot neglect balance, because the higher risk you are for falling, the higher your risk is for fracturing your joints, especially the hip. So this one is a fun one. The idea is to walk heel toe, one foot directly in front of the other. What this does is it makes your base of support narrow. So now your body has to work to keep you balanced. You can imagine you're walking on a balance beam or a skinny surface. If this is hard for you at first, you can lightly touch a wall or another stable surface like a kitchen counter. You can also widen your stance slightly as needed. So your feet aren't one in front of the other. Now they're just a tad wider, which is going to make this easier. This one, I like to just set a timer, maybe for 1 or 2 minutes, and see how many steps that you can take in that time. It's not necessarily about speed. We're just aiming for control here. And of course, when you are challenging balance, you do want to make sure safety is of utmost importance. Try 2 to 3 times at that 1 to 2 minutes and see how you do. Now for exercise number 5, the grand finale, arguably one of the most effective at building hip bone strength, is jumping. But not everyone is ready for jumping yet. And so that's what we use those previous 4 exercises for. When you're jumping, before you move into a free jump, as a physical therapist, one way I like to test it to see how your body responds and if you're ready for jumping is using a controlled hop, where you find support, something that's not going to move on you, and focus on both feet leaving the floor and then landing. This way, you take some weight off and allow your body to see and respond to this impact first. Once you feel comfortable with about 10 to 12 of these hops, then you can start to look at a free jump. Now, a free jump, you want to make sure you stay in control of your knees. And what I mean by that is as you jump and then as you land, your knees stay in line with your ankles. They don't dive in. This is one of the most common mistakes I see. As I jump, my knees are in line with my ankles. I also have a slight sit back of my hips as I jump. It's not here and then up. Sit back into your hips, jump, and then land, both in a controlled manner. That is going to help you get the most out of this, but also be nice to your joints, particularly the ankles, the knees, and the hips. For jumps, we're looking for about 10 to 20 repetitions, 2 or 3 sets. Now you are significantly increasing your impact here. Start on the low end first to make sure your body feels good doing it, and then you can continue to gradually increase your repetitions. These 5 exercises have been shown to increase hip bone strength and also help you to improve your balance when done consistently. We're aiming for at least every other day to get started, and make sure your body is able to tolerate this increase in impact. You have a starting point and an ending point. Choose what fits your body best right now, and then you can progress when you're ready. If you found this video helpful and you're looking for more tips on how to keep your body, your joints, and your bones healthy, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. As a physical therapist, I have tons more tips where this came from. Thank you so much for watching.